Let's just talk about what somebody who is into the cycle of drinking alcohol, usually feels like. So yeah, personally for me, I was not somebody who drank daily. Of course, that it doesn't mean that I did not have a problem of being addicted to alcohol. That's something that you only realize after you give it up, right? And you know how difficult it was to take that decision to not having to rely on something which is just momentarily making you feel happy. So the way I always looked at it was, yeah, that I'm not like that heavy a drinker. Like I would just drink a few beers and like I play cricket, so I would go out with my cricket buddies, and on the way back from the game, sit in the car, and just have a couple of drinks, come home, maybe have another couple of beers, right? And that was usually my weekend routine, like playing a game on a Saturday, or Sunday, and then right after that, going through this routine of drinking, right? Um, but that's probably how it started. But what I slowly started to realize was that during the week, my mind had started to cycle around from this Monday to Friday routine where you start your work on a Monday, and by the time it's Wednesday, you're already like trying to figure out excuses in your head of either going out with friends or finding a reason to drink. So sometimes I would go for a cricket practice on a Wednesday, and I would still come back from it, uh, grab something to eat, and then while as I'm doing it, like late in the night, just starting to grab a can of beer. Uh, Even though it's just one can of beer, right? That's that's what I used to tell myself. But yeah, that's how it slowly starts to increase, and your reliance, your uh, life around it start. I mean, your life starts to revolve around it, and you don't actually realize it. Maybe until now, when I've given it up for 6 months, and I know exactly how it makes me feel. To not having that one thing in my life, um, it's just opens up like so many thinking avenues. Like it's hard to explain like in words because I'm sure like many of you even listening to this video, right, would think that yeah, drinking, I'm just a casual drinker, right? Like I'm not actually addicted. I don't have an alcohol problem. um, but actually, uh, when you think about it, a lot of the decisions that you take, like you can't drink and drive, right? So if you wanted to take your family out somewhere, you would choose not to do it because you had a priority to drink, sit and drink at home, right? Or either hang out with friends to drink. So all of the plans, all of your mindset starts to revolve around that, and it's very different compared to what um, any other person would be, right, who is sober. He would probably have different plans. He would probably might have a side hobby or something. And again, I'm not saying I did not have a side hobby. I did have a side hobby, but even in spite of having the side hobby, as soon as I was done with the hobby, right, like I would find excuse uh, to drink. And if you're somebody who relates to it, then um, I would this is not a preaching video, right? I'm not trying to tell you uh, to stop drinking, right? This is just I'm echoing my thoughts as I feel and as I have felt over the past 6 months, right? And leaving it was also not easy. Like for me, the way I started it was I would just get a lot of lemons and soda and then just drink it, assuming that this is my drink for the evening, because you're so mentally used to having a drink, right, that you need to have something cold and fuzzy, right? Because that's what a beer pint is. So, but I think probably 2 months into it, I would say that I did not even need to do that. I would, so I live in Japan, right? And I travel back home every year, and I've just come back last month from a 3 weeks vacation, right? And I've not really felt the need to drink at all during the whole time, even though I had friends, family, meeting them, and yeah, they were enjoying drinks at that time, and it didn't matter to me whether they were drinking or not drinking. What mattered to me was whether I feel like drinking or not, and I have not felt like drinking at all during this process, and it's not something that I'm stopping myself from doing, but it's just the mental switch that has come about. Uh, and again, I'm only 6 months into it, right? So I'm not claiming to be somebody who's left it, for 6 7 years, and who was also like very very hardcore um, alcoholic, right? But I'm just trying to share that not doing something which you might think is not addicting can be quite refreshing, like to your brain, and you are not only challenging yourself to not having to rely on that one thing, but also finding what it means when it's not there in your life. So yeah, I think like almost 7 minutes into this video, um, and yeah, that's all I wanted to express. Thank you.